Well, hello again, my friends, and welcome once more to the Invisible College. Now, this is going to be more like one of my fireside chats. No fire, okay, but I'm going to talk a bit about how I see things progressing now, where this college is going to go in the next phase, and why. But before we go into that, I mean, this is now springtime. We're at the end of April. It's a bit cold here in Kent, but sun's shining brightly, and I've been very, very busy lately. I've been getting to grips with the garden. That means a lot of mowing to start with. We've got quite a lot of lawn here. Sorting out the vegetable garden. Got my potatoes planted and onions. I've been sowing a lot of seeds indoors. Because there's the whole thing, isn't there? If you don't sow the seeds at the right time, you're not going to get any kind of harvest. I think that's in the Bible, isn't it? Time to sow, time to reap, all that. Well, this is very much the time to sow. And I've made this mistake before, left it too long, and then you don't get anything happening. You've got nothing to plant out. But I've been very, very busy getting to grips with that this last couple of weeks, really. And it's got me thinking about the college and where that should be going now. Because it's more than 2 years, I think it's about 2.5 years since I first set it up on YouTube. And now's the time really to think, is this actually working? Is it actually going where I want it to go? Is it actually doing the work it's meant to be doing? And I think it's a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. Now, I'm going to make some changes, and they're going to be very significant changes, which I hope you're going to approve of. And I think you're going to find them very beneficial, actually. At least those of you who've actually joined the college are. Now, my original intention was just to keep putting up programs on YouTube and to develop it as a channel, hopefully getting lots and lots of viewers, building a big worldwide audience, and that through YouTube, it would be possible for this work to be supported. And I didn't think that was an unreasonable objective, but I've come to the conclusion now that it is actually not going to happen that way. That YouTube, the way it's set up, the way that people want to view things on YouTube, most things, if you go on YouTube, are very short little videos, 10 minutes, sometimes 3 minutes. People want little nibbles. They don't want a lot of information. They want something they can just grab quickly and run with, and then they're on to the next thing. And that's fine, I understand. I'm a bit like that myself with a lot of things. But it doesn't really work for this kind of website, or it's not a website, channel, I should say, where we need to have quite long videos because the subjects that we're discussing are complicated quite often and need a lot of explanation. So I've realized that I'm doing it the wrong way round, and that I'm going to have to change my focus, certainly where YouTube's concerned. And I'm not going to be putting anything like so many long videos on YouTube anymore, or not in public YouTube, I should say. And actually, I've removed a lot of material from the public domain, and I'm making these videos private. And there's a reason for that I am now going to focus the college itself more into subjects and courses, for example, self-development courses or Egypt mysteries courses, that sort of thing. And I'm going to make those videos available only to members of the college. They won't be in the public domain. And those which have been in the public domain in those subject areas are no longer going to be. They will be added to by other lectures, because I've got a lot of material, but I can't keep just throwing it out willy-nilly, because people are not grasping the significance of what's going on here. There is an old saying, isn't there? Familiarity breeds contempt. And I have the feeling that there is a kind of sense that if you put everything out for free, people don't value it. Why should they? You know, it becomes just like all the other junk that's out there, you know, trying to catch your attention, trying to, get your eyeballs on it just for a few minutes. This is very noticeable, for example, that I can put out a video. My videos don't get a lot of views. They get maybe 200, 250 if I'm lucky. But they might only get 3 likes. Now, it indicates to me that people are not valuing these videos. At least the majority of viewers aren't. There are people who do value them very highly, and I thank those people. And a lot of them, of course, have joined the college. Those of you who haven't joined it, I would urge you to do so. It doesn't cost a lot of money to do so, only £5 a month. And you'll then have access to a lot more material. But you also get my newsletters, which are becoming more and more of a feature. And I want to take this college even further. I want to develop it now to having discussions. Either we could do these on the internet itself. I don't know, one of the software platforms that you can have shared conversations, like Zoom, for example. Or what I would really like is to have a conference, actually gather together in the same room. This would have to be, I think, in the London area. Not necessarily in London itself. It might be a bit outside of London, perhaps in Sevenoaks, which is not far from where I live. But that's a possibility, and I'd like to hear from people if they would like me to think about that. If they think a conference, for example, on Egypt, esoteric Egypt, where they can come along and we can discuss things, and I'll give some lectures, and we can take it on from there. So there's a lot of other possibilities here, but I am restructuring the college itself. I've been struggling trying to put together a website. I shouldn't laugh really, because it's not really a joking matter, but everyone told me that WordPress was the way to go. That, you know, you just set up your WordPress thing. It's really dead easy. You know, it just works for you. And I've found that is actually not true. You get into huge tangles. It's a very complicated system, in fact. Yes, you can download a theme, as they call it, which should give you the kind of image that you want. But putting all that together with all the plugins and the other things that you have to do is no easy task. And I'm giving up on it, to be honest. If there's someone out there was a lady who did offer to do a website for me, and I've lost the details. I'm so sorry about that. I can't find the details of our conversation anywhere. But if you would still be willing to do that, I'd love to hear from you again. Or if there's someone else that feels that they would love to get involved in here to set up the website for the college, I would love to hear from you too. But that's not going to happen at the moment, and I've realised that actually I can communicate with the members of the college quite happily through Patreon. And I can send them lists of courses, and I can send them links to videos which I put on YouTube or maybe somewhere else in the private domain for them to watch. So the use of a website, it would be nice, but it's not essential. What is more essential is that I have more time to start writing my next book. I really need to get on with this. The book I'm entitling it Beyond Orion, and it's going to go into all sorts of details about what the real truth is about Orion and the Orion mystery. We covered a lot, Robert Boval and I, back in the 90s with the Orion mystery. He'd done some amazing research, and we put that together into that book. But time has moved on, you know. It's, how long ago is that? 1994. So that's 28 years? Things have changed. Things have moved on. A lot of new discoveries, a lot of new, not just my discoveries and things that I've been investigating, but other things that have come up. Developments in science, developments in esotericism. There's a lot of other things that have happened since then. And it's time to take that onto the next stage. And so I need to be doing far more of that, which means I have to devote less time to trying to put together websites or, doing long YouTube videos that no one watches. So that's kind of how things are now. So I'm sorry if that sort of shocks anybody, but I think it's for the best. And I think this is actually, I've got a lot of ideas for the college. It has got a lot of work to do, and it's got a lot of potential. There's an awful lot I haven't told you yet, and we need to be working on that. But I need people that I know have actually done the groundwork before I can take them on to sort of the more advanced stages of this, and just throwing it out willy-nilly onto the internet in the hope that some people might see it, might like it, might comment, might subscribe to the chat. It's not working. So that's got to change, and it is changing. I shall still be making videos on YouTube, but they'll tend to be short ones. I'll try and keep them to under 15 minutes. And we'll take it from there. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll speak again. Thank you.